evening, everyone. How are you? Can you hear me? If yes, please click the icon or thumbs up icon, or you may switch on your microphone and say hello to me. Thank you. No, Lucas, thank you. Okay, for those who need manual attendance, I can read out for you. Good evening. Just here's your matrix number here. I'll do it for you manually. Okay, like Ahmad Ami and Nabil. And Zia, are you here? All right, waiting for Tanzisia. Okay, done with the attendance. Now, all right, this is our ELIP page. I should share it first. Share. Can you see it clearly? The ELIP page. Right. The internet is becoming the town square for the global village of tomorrow. So for last week, I've just introduced you with the basic. For this week, we're going to discuss the future of internet. But before that, let's take a look at what happened in terms of the assessment for this subject for this semester. You should be able to apply the fundamentals of web-based programming, HTML, CSS, PHP, MySQL, JavaScript in your in your web-based programming project, CUL01, course learning outcome 1. Course learning outcome number 2. From the theory, you should be able to write the code to design a solution to address various problems. And the example of problem is CLO3, to integrate the whole web-based solution with entrepreneurship. Means for this subject, I'm going to ask you to create a website, not website in terms of design only, but working website. I plan to have a proper cloud. I plan because it needs payment, where you can cloud space where you can upload the whole coding and make sure it runs properly. And if possible, you should register for .com, or at least it should run on your machine, on your laptop. Okay. Run means I can do the ordering in terms of the whatever product you are intend to create, product ordering, reduction. Once I bought one, then the number should be reduced. Okay. All right. Continuous assessment 60%, final assessment 40%, and for the final assessment at the moment, I do not plan to have final exam. Is it yes or no? Do you like final exam? So pick any of the
no, sir.
Direct icon. No, sir. No, you don't like. Okay. I want to see the icons. Pick any icon that represents your feeling whether you want it or not. No, so Rebecca doesn't need any icon because number of O's is more than 20, 40. Okay, right. All right. Okay, so 40%. No final. Sorry, no final exam, but there will be final assessment. Final assessment, we are not going to do it in the final week, and I mean the exam week. We will do it in the final week, maybe week 13 or 14. Assessments mean, of course, I need to test you. That is the nature of learning. Learning is enjoy. I can bring you with nice discussion. I teach you to do the code, but without assessment, it's a bit hard for me to know your current understanding, current capability in doing the code. So in the final exam, normally lecturers ask you to memorize all the code, all the syntax. Even one single mistake in the syntax would make the whole system, the whole application wouldn't work. But in the final assessment, I will give marks, of course, with these and the small bits of the parts of the website that you manage to create. Okay. So this is the weightage of each assessment components. Number 1, project 1. Project 1 will be writing. I'll ask you to write maybe a paper related to web technology. We'll have a midterm exam, 10 marks. 10 marks is, I think, good enough, not too much, not too small for you. Project 2 would be the group project to create a website that sells the product, and in the final assessment, 20, 10, 30, 40. Okay. All right, any question, comments with the assessment? You may type in the chat box. Oh no, panjang Rebecca. How many O? Mula-mula Veronica N-O-O, then Patrick N-O, then Rebecca O. Right. That's the difference between Goggle and Google. Goggle, you wear it for swimming, Goggle. This is Google, G-O-O, Google. Midterm online, yes, midterm online on ELIP. I think ELIP has good security, maybe 99% good enough. And number of students is only 33. The issue is we have 300 students at one go taking the exam. In terms of the how we're going to conduct it, we'll decide later, maybe in the lab or online like this, or after Hari Raya, face to face. How many members per group? Okay, I will decide that one later based on the final number of students. At the moment, 33. I received one or two applications for your friends, for your seniors. They wanted to join you. Maybe it will be 35. If 35, easy for me to divide by 5, maybe seven groups. So 5 of you in one group. I will explain it next week once we finalize the number of students. Okay, thank you. So please do not hesitate to ask anything. Ask me directly. Your seniors, like last semester, they ask their friend. So once they ask their friend, one of their friends says yes, no, then they should ask me directly. Okay, so for last week, any one of you who has not uploaded your photo here? If you haven't done that, please do so. Go for any photos, any suitable photo. Percentage of failing, maybe 1% because of not submitting the assignment. You should easily pass, but of course, go for A lah. Don't just go for targeting for pass. Okay, boleh? Mana orang kampung saya, Hazwan? Hazwan? My orang kampung should get A lah. Not in terms of biasness to Hazwan, but if Hazwan doesn't submit his assignment, doesn't answer the quiz, for sure I'll give him fail. So no biasness, although my orang kampung lah, Hazwan. Okay. All right. So week 1, last week, make sure you have completed the survey activity. So for this week, very quickly, you have done so good thing in terms of giving me the information. And I know that the information are from the internet, from ChatGPT or from Google, never mind. But I want to listen it from you. So I'd like to invite Kevin first, switch on your camera, or if it's okay, if it's not okay, check your background. What happened in the background if you just switched off. Audio only should be okay, Kevin, please. One of you, only 1 minute, please. And make sure it's not, I can hear the echo of my voice from your side. Okay, Kevin first, 1 minute only. Summarize everything very quickly.
Okay, sir. So I briefly talk about the history of the computing. Yeah. So I'll start with mid-19th century, the development of mechanical calculators and tabulating machines, such as the arithmeter. This is all in short form, in point forms. So I'm just go quickly. So as you can see in the picture, the brown color one. Okay, now we go for the mid-1800 design of the analytical engine by the Charles Babbage, a precursor to modern computers. As you can see, it become huge and large. Yeah. So early 90s, development of the electromechanical devices such as the IBM punch and the card tabulator. The picture below show what it looks like, and the Hieroglyph machine for data processing. Okay, next slide. Okay, so for the 1940s, the development of the first electronic computer, the electronic numerical integrator, and the computer, which we call ENIAC. Yeah. And 1950s and 1960s, introduction of smaller, more powerful computers such as IBM 704. And 1970s, introduction of personal computers such as Apple II. Yeah, this one is more look like the computer modern. So since then, until now, the rapid development of the computer technology, including the internet. Yeah, that's basically that's the short points of the development of the computers.
Okay, thank you, Kevin. Kevin, have you watched the movie related to this computer machine. It's called Imitation Game.
Wait, pardon, sir?
Any of you? The title of the movie is Imitation Game. Have you watched that movie?
Imitation
Part of
Game.
it, okay.
Part of it still.
That's the title of the movie. So so Patrick, don't just listen to the title of the movie. Find it on, I think it's available on YouTube. If it's called Imitation Game. There's a movie based on true story about this machine, the first era of computing machine. You should watch it.
Doctor Strange.
All right. Okay, thank you. Next, personal computing. Who is the owner of this slide? Please immediately, quickly introduce yourself and start to explain. Please, for the rest of you, do not read word by word. Summarize, explain by your own, through your own and based on your own understanding. Okay, this slide, who is the owner? Please. So show on your microphone. Personal computing, this is so simple, so not so simple, so normal in our life nowadays. Okay, Daniel, watch it on TikTok. Nobody? Okay, next, Shafika, please, Shafika.
Hello everyone, I'm Siti Nur Shafika binti Abdullah.
Please.
First, we need to know what is distributed computing. Distributed computing is the use of network of computers to work together on a single problem or task. And how it distributes across multiple machines. And then how it works. First, we need to know each computer in the network is called a node. These nodes communicate with each other and share data and resources. Then the tasks are divided into smaller pieces, and once all the nodes have completed their work, the results are collated and combined to produce the final output. And there are two advantages of this computing. First, scalability and high ability. And next, this is an example of the distributed computing. As you can see here, this is node 1, node 2, and 3, and all of this combined. That's all from me. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Shavika. This is about distributed computing process. You can say it's a seamless activity, seamless process. Now we are separated, but the faculty, for example, from my office with another computer in another. Next, please. The rest of you get ready. Once I show your slide, immediately switch on your microphone and start presenting. Presenting means explaining based on your understanding. Boleh? Please do not read word by word. Okay, Karen Chong.
Hello everyone, I'm Karen. So I'm going to talk about client-server computing. So what is a client? A client is basically a device which sends requests to the server, and it can be any device as long as it has connection, a network connection. So what is server? A server is a computer that provides resource to the client, and it can be any physical machine or also virtual machine running. So for client-server computing, it is basically a model of distributed computing, which how the client and the server communicate with each other and over a network. So how do they communicate? Next slide, sir. Thank you. So it communicates through a communication protocol, which means it is a set of rules that defines how the data is exchanged between them and also facilitate the communication between them. So some of the examples is like HTTP, FTP, SMTP, and also TCP/IP. So a client-server architecture consists of a client, server, and also a communication protocol. Simply, it is just a client send a request to the server, and the server responds what the client has requested over the internet. So the example of client-server application is like web browsing, email, file sharing, and also database management. That's all from me. Thank you.
All right, thank you. Do you know the full name of HTTP, FTP, SMTP, TCP/IP? Have you Googled for it? No.
Okay. HTTP is the Hypertext Transfer Protocol.
Okay, FTP.
File Transfer Protocol. SMTP is the Simple Mail Transfer Protocol, and TCP/IP is the Transmission Control Protocol, Internet Protocol.
Protocol. Absolutely fantastic. Nice. Okay, thank you very much, Karen. Next, Hijaz.
Hello, hello.
Hello, please proceed, Hijaz.
Okay, so what is cloud computing? Cloud computing is a type of technology that allows user to access computing resources over the internet. In other words, it allows users to access computing resources such as servers, storage, databases, software, and application without the need for physical infrastructure or physical hardware. Traditionally, organization would need to, not yet, sir, not yet, previously. So traditionally, organization would need to install and
Sorry,
maintain.
saya tak sabar nak berbuka puasa tu cepat tukar slide tu.
Okay, sir.
Okay, please.
So they would need to maintain and install their own physical infrastructure, which can be very time-consuming and expensive. Okay, next slide.
Okay, alright. 1 minute. If I ask you to give me diagram, go for the second diagram, as opposed to the first diagram. The first diagram is just for decoration, right? Decorative purpose, right?
Yes.
Okay, right. Thanks.
So the three main types of cloud computing service, which are infrastructure as a service, platform as a service, and software as a service. And this cloud computing technology offers several advantages. The first is scalability, because this technology eliminates the need for physical hardware. Users will be able to scale up or scale down their computing resources. Next, it offers flexibility, which means users will be able to access computing resources from any location as long as they have internet connection and a device. And lastly, it is very cost effective because it eliminates the need to maintain or install any physical hardware. That is all from me, sir.
All right. One question for you. Are you using Microsoft OneDrive?
I don't know, sir.
Why do you got your Microsoft Word? Do you install it from Unimas official Office 365 Unimas?
Yes, I use it.
Okay. So if you are using official Unimas 365 Office, automatically you get OneDrive and SharePoint, where you can share the files on cloud.
Oh yes,
If
I did.
Microsoft Word, you can use it on that. All right. Thank you. Next, please, Rebecca. Simple question, but I still need you to explain to us.
Okay, so can you hear me? Sir, can you hear me?
Louder, please. Macam,
Sir, can you hear me now?
yes.
Okay, so what is internet? It is a global network of interconnected devices. It is developed in the 1960s and works by connecting devices through routers, switches, and networking equipment. It enables communication, entertainment, e-commerce, and remote work. The internet brought a lot of challenges, and also a lot of benefits to us. First of all, it increased access to information and resources, improved communication and collaboration, and economic growth. However, we also face challenges such as privacy and security concerns, cybercrime, addiction, and digital divide. The internet will continue to shape our world, and its benefits outweigh challenges. That's all from me.
Right, thank you. Although it's only one slide, but it's compact. Everything here, lots of issues that we can discuss. But for this subject, we limit it to web system design. Okay. All right. Thank you, Rebecca. Next, Dayang Nadira.
Hello.
Hello, Dayang. Yes, please.
Hi, my name is Diana Jura and I will present Internet Architecture. Okay, so what is meaning by Internet Architecture? Internet Architecture refers to the design and structure of the Internet, including the hardware and software components, protocols, and standards that enable communication and data transfer across the network. In other words, it means how data is transmitted and how different components of the internet would work together to enable communication and data transfer. The internet architecture includes multiple layers of protocols such as the physical layer, data link layer, network layer, transport layer, and application layer. Each layer responsible for a specific function. Next slide, sir. So this is the 5 layer. The first layer is the physical layer, is responsible for transmitting raw bits over communication channels. The link layer is responsible for managing communication between devices on the network. The network layer responsible for routing data packets between networks. The transport layer is responsible for providing reliable end-to-end communication between applications. The application layer is responsible for managing communication between the application and the network. The internet is designed to be decentralized and fault tolerant, meaning that it can continue to function even if parts of the network fail. That's all from me. Thank you.
All right. Have you studied these layers before in any other subjects?
Yes.
Okay, right. So I'm not going to focus this year for this subject. Thank you.
Yes, sir.
Veronica, please. Thank you. Veronica, your turn.
Hello, sir. Can you hear me?
Yeah, please. Yes. Sure.
Okay, so I am Veronica and I will be talking about LAN, WAN, and MAN. LAN
Sorry,
is basically
Veronica, not Veronica. Veronica.
Okay.
Okay.
So LAN is basically a local area network where a group of computers and other devices would be connected in a limited area. And it allows devices to communicate with each other and also share the resources with each other. The second one is WAN, which is a wide area network where a group of computers and devices connect over a larger geographical area, and it allows devices to communicate over very long distances. And lastly, MAN, which is the metropolitan area network, which covers over a metropolitan area, as the name suggests, and it connects multiple LANs together. And also it uses technologies like fiber optics, microwave links, or wireless connections. So for me, thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, Veronica. So, do you live at the campus now, at the college?
Yes.
So from your college to our faculty, are we using LAN, WAN, or MAN? Which one?
LAN.
LAN, still LAN, because we are still under the same
Yeah.
campus, inside the same campus. Okay, thank you, Veronica. Next, Jaslyn, please.
Hello, can you hear me?
Hello, yes.
Alright, I'm Jaslyn. I'm gonna talk about World Wide Web. So World Wide Web is a system of interconnected resources that can be accessed using web browser across the world. So World Wide Web is created in 1989 by Sir Tim Berners-Lee while he was working at CERN, the European Organization for Nuclear Research in Switzerland. World Wide Web is based on 3 main components, which is the first one, HTML, the markup language used to create web pages and other documents that can be viewed in web browser. The second one is HTTP. It's used to transfer data between web server and the client, which is web server. URLs, the address that used to locate resources on web, for example, web pages, image, videos, and other type of files. So when a user enter URL into their web browser, the browser sends an HTTP request to the web server, and then the server responds by sending the resource back to the browser using HTTP, and then the output will be displayed to the user. Hyperlinks is the clickable links that connect web pages and resources together, enabling the users to navigate between them. Yeah, that's all from me.
Okay, URL stands for, Jaslyn? What's the full name for URL?
Uniform Resource Locator.
Okay, so that is our language, but actually those are originally it's using numbers dot point dot dot dot, but we convert it into unimas.my, for example. Okay, thank you. Sebastian.
Hello, test.
Yeah, proceed.
Okay, so is the internet equal to worldwide web? Question mark. So the answer is no. So the internet is a global network of computer network that connect devices and computers across the world that allow user to share and access information, communicate, and perform various tasks online. So it made up of many different technologies, including emails, file transfer protocol, and the World Wide Web. So the World Wide Web is a subset of the internet that consists of the interconnected document and resources such as web page, image, video, and other multimedia content that can be accessed via the internet. The web relies on a specific set of protocols such as HTTP and HTML to enable user to access and interact with its content. Next. So this is the understand with the internet is connecting computers and the web is connecting people. Thank you.
Thank you. I like this analogy. The internet is the infrastructure for the connection, and the web is we people using it and the content generated by us, by the user. Right, thank you. Whose slide is this?
Hello, sir. Can you hear me?
Yeah. Louder, please. Macam dalam gaung.
How about now, sir?
All right, better. Please proceed.
Okay, I'll be explaining about who provides internet infrastructure. There's actually 5 businesses and organizations. So the first one is Internet Service Providers, also known as ISP. Businesses that Comcast, Verizon, and AT&T that give users access to the internet. Second one is Internet Backbone Providers. Level 3 communications, Verizon Business and AT&T run the fast data cables that link the main routers and servers of the internet. The third one is domain name registrars, companies that offer domain name registration and management. Examples include GoDaddy, Namecheap, and Google Domain. Next slide, sir. Okay, the fourth one is Content Delivery Network, also known as CDN. Companies like Akamai, Cloudflare, and Fastly are examples of CDN, which distribute content to servers closer to users so that it can be delivered more quickly. The last one is Internet Exchange Point, IXP. And ISP and the other providers can connect, exchange traffic directly at the Internet Exchange Point. IXP such include London Internet Exchange, the Amsterdam Internet Exchange, and the Internet Exchange Point of Nigeria. Yes, sir.
For Malaysia, can you give me a company for internet backbone provider? One of the popular one.
I don't know.
It's TM, Telekom Malaysia.
Yeah.
Yeah, because you cannot go away from TM. They've been laying all the backbone cable since 1950s, I think. And for domain name registrar, if you want it from end with .my, you go to mynic, M-Y, and then YCM. So this is for .my registration. For .my, you need to have your company registration proof. So individually, we go for .com. This is for .my. Right. Yeah. Thank you. That's right. Next, Krista.
Hello, sir. Can you hear me?
Yeah. Proceed.
Okay. So who controls the internet? No one single entity or organizations can control the internet fully. Instead, parts of the internet, like its infrastructures, are owned and operated by many large companies, organizations, and government. They work together to ensure the stability, security, and functionality of the internet. So the government, they have some power to control the internet because they can regulate the internet within their borders, and they can also implement laws and policies that restrict access to certain websites or limit online expressions. Next slide. And the second, tech companies such as Google, Facebook, and Microsoft, they have influence over the content that is available online and how people can access or use the internet. And this can shape online discourse and influence public opinion. Lastly, the Internet Governance Organizations such as ICANN and Internet Engineering Task Force, they manage the technical infrastructures of the Internet, and this includes the domains and IP addresses.
Okay, Krista, what is the name of the ministry in Malaysia that controls this area, this type of business? The new name? Do you know?
I don't know.
Okay, it's Kementerian Komunikasi dan Digital, Ministry of Communication and Digital.
Ah.
Right, thank you. Because your friend just now gave me an example from Nigeria and you from where? From any other rest of the world, so go for Malaysia. Okay, thank you. Naufal, please, Naufal.
Hello. So what are ways to access internet? So the first one is broadband. Broadband refers to high-speed internet access that is always on, faster than traditional dial-up connections. This type of internet connection can be accessed through a cable modem, DSL, fiber optic cables, or satellite internet. The second one is dial-up. Dial-up internet is a slow form of internet access that uses a phone line to connect the internet. This type of internet connection is less common now due to its low speed and limited capabilities. The third one is mobile data. Mobile data allows you to access the internet through a cellular network. This type of internet access requires a mobile phone or other device with cellular capabilities. Next is Wi-Fi. Wi-Fi allows you to connect to the internet wirelessly through a router. This type of internet access is commonly used in home, business, and public space such as coffee shops and airports. Next slide, sir. Next is hotspots. Hotspots are locations where Wi-Fi is available to the public. Many businesses such as coffee shops and libraries offer free Wi-Fi to their customers. Next is tethering. Tethering allows you to use your mobile device as modem to connect other devices to the internet. This can be done through a USB cable or by creating a Wi-Fi hotspot from your mobile device. Next is satellite internet. Satellite internet is a type of internet connection that uses satellites orbiting the Earth to provide internet access to remote areas. This type of internet connection is often slower and more expensive than other forms of internet access. Last one is fixed wireless. Fixed wireless is a type of internet connection that uses radio waves to provide internet access to a specific location. This type of internet connection is often used in rural areas where traditional internet access is not available.
Done? All right, thank you very much. I think most of you never used dial-up connection. I got the opportunity to use it 1990s. Do you know how long it took to wait for the first Google site appeared? It took at least 7 minutes. You need to wait for the dial-up to complete the connection, then you can access to the internet. Kira zaman dulu orang tu bersabar lah. Jadi macam saya ni sabar menunggu. I think for you and the current generation, even for a 1 second delay on YouTube, then you start to feel annoyed, right? But our generation, my generation previously, it's okay for wait for another 5-10 minutes to wait for the dial-up connection. Nice experience. Right, thank you. Next, Lucas.
Hello, Lucas here.
Hello, Lucas, please.
So I'm going to talk about the web page. So a web page is a document that is accessed over the internet and displayed in a web browser. So it is typically written in markup language such as HTML and may include other web technologies such as CSS and JavaScript. So different sorts of materials, including text, photographs, videos, and connection to the other websites can be found on a web page which is connected to a server database. So it may be made to responsive to various screen sizes and devices, and it may also incorporate many interactive components like buttons and forms. Overall, web pages are powerful and versatile mediums that have revolutionized the way we share information, communicate with each other, and conduct business online.
Done. Okay, thank you. Next,
Yeah.
Maria. Thank you. Thanks, Maria.
Hello.
Hello, Maria. Please proceed.
Okay. Website is a collection of web pages that are hosted on a web server. So it is on a single domain, and then it is accessible through the internet using a web browser. And the purpose of a website actually varies, depends on what the company wants. And then it is typically accessed using a URL and can be created using variety of tools and programming language. Yes.
Done.
Done.
Oh, pendek je. Okay, so website is normally the normal way we call it website. But what is the difference between website and web page?
Web page. Web page.
We use interchangeably. So web page is a page, website is a site. Correct. Yeah. So that's the answer. For a page it's called page. The site is the whole. So under one website you may have how many pages? More than one page, right? Okay. Thank you, Maria. Next, Ibnu Amirul. Complete ni bin Abdul Halim. Siap dengan nombor matrik ni 78038. Please, Ibnu, panggil Ibnu ke panggil Amirul? Amirul, okay, please proceed. May I know the tool that you use to draw this diagram? Is it from ChatGPT? So what was your prompt? How did you ask it? Please draw for me a diagram. Okay, right. I should try ask ChatGPT to provide illustration as well. For the rest of you, any of you have subscribed to GPT-4? For GPT-4 in the future, you can upload image. It could interpret image or can even draw image like this. For image drawing, any of you have used Bing image generator? Anyone? Bing image generator is an AI search engine from Microsoft. No, you should try. I'll show you after this. Very, very interesting. Okay, thank you, Amirul. Next, Nawang Chong.
So can you hear me?
Is that correct? pronunciation, Ngawang, correct?
Yeah.
Okay, please proceed.
Engine is a software that search within the internet database for information. They give you a list of websites that match your search keywords. And there are algorithms that are used to index and rank pages based on relevancy, authority, and popularity. They work by using automated software programs called spiders, crawlers, or bots to scan the internet and index web pages. They provide several forms of search results such as pages, images, videos, news, and so on. And Google, Bing, and Yahoo are examples of popular search engines. As search engines get more advanced, they increasingly incorporating artificial intelligence and machine learning to better understand user intent and relevant results. Next page. And here is the upside and downside of the search engine. And in short, it saves time and effort in desired content for specific information, as well as for information on wide range of topics. And for the downside, the information may be outdated as well as not being accurate, and the information may not be relevant to our needs, and they face challenges related to privacy and data protection. That's all.
Thank you, Chong. I like this icon. Did you download it from Flat Icon? Was it correct?
I don't remember, sir.
Okay. Are you subscribing to it? No.
Oh, no.
Okay. Be careful. For this purpose, never mind. But if we have a more serious purpose, please make sure if you download any images, you put credit underneath. This icon are from flaticon.com if you are not buying it.
Oh, okay. Sir.
Because I am subscribing the icon, I even can detect that this is from flaticon.com.
Oh, okay,
otherwise, they will sue you. They will sue you. You need to pay them thousands of dollars, I think, for using it without. But for learning purpose, I no problem. I'm not distributing this to the world. Okay, thank you, Chong. Okay. Next, Izyan Alish, please.
Hi, my name is Izyan Alish. Okay, so HTTP stands for Hypertext Transfer Protocol. It is the primary protocol used for transferring data over the internet. HTTP is based on client-server model, where a client sends a request to a web server and the server responds with information to fulfill the request. It provides an efficient, standardized way for web browsers and servers to communicate with each other, making it a crucial part of the infrastructure of the internet. Next slide, sir. HTTP methods are a set of different types of requests that can be sent by a client to a server over the HTTP protocol. These methods are used to interact with resources on a server. The most common methods are GET, POST, PUT, DELETE, and FETCH. GET is used to retrieve a resource from the server. POST is used to submit data to the server to create or update a resource. PUT is used to update an existing resource on the server, while delete is used to delete a resource from the server, and fetch is used for making partial updates to an existing resource. HTTP features are the characteristic or functionalities of the protocol used for communication between clients and servers. Some of the common features is statelessness. It means it does not keep any record of previous communication between the client and the server. While for header it means it uses headers to pass additional information between the client and the server, such as cookies. That's all from me, sir.
All right, thank you. I like your slide, but the font is macam font orang lama sikit lah. Is it Times New Roman?
Yes.
Okay, never mind. No big issue. Just in terms of design. Okay, thank you. Daniel, please. Daniel, are you here? Calling for Daniel. One. Yeah, please.
Hello?
Daniel, proceed.
Okay.
Yeah, hello, please.
This is FTP, which is basically, it is a standard protocol of transferring files between computers in a network. And it is a client-server architecture, similar to what the previous person explained. It is, however, not a secure protocol because the files transferred between the client and the server is in plain text, and therefore it is not suitable to use in environments which require data security. If data security is required, then alternatives such as secure FTP is available. And next slide is the diagram of a basic diagram of a client and how FTP works between the client and server, which I won't get into because it's basically the same as all the other client server architectures. And that's all.
Right. Have you used FTP application on web previously?
Yes. Personally, I've been familiarized with FileZilla lah.
All right, FileZilla. How about, because you mentioned here about the security? It's not a secure protocol, so what does it mean? It's not secure enough?
It is not secure because the transfer of files between the server and the client and vice versa is basically in just normal plain text. So anyone can, if say someone intercepts the data, then the data is like ready to read and there's no type of encryption.
All right. Okay, thank you, Dana. We can discuss further. We can debate further maybe in the next meeting. Okay, thank you. Next, TCP. First slide is this. You should know.
My name is Go here. And I'm going to explain. Hello? Can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay. I'm going to explain the TCP. TCP is also a transmission protocol. TCP defines how to express, build, and maintain a network computation. TCP also allows applications to exchange data. The service, the TCP works with IP. TCP defines how computers can project of data to each other. Besides that, I will show how TCP ensures data delivery over network. TCP build a logical connection between the sender and receiver before transmission data. TCP use acknowledge with permission check and full control to ensure the successful delivery of data and message. TCP is one of the main protocols in TCP IP protocol, which could govern how data is transferred over the network and the network. Next slide. Okay. Next slide.
All right. Done. Thank you. Thank you, Long. Thank you. All right. Oh, next slide. Okay. I thought that because it's a bit different.
This is the TCP model. They are formed by four areas. We are application layer, transmission layer, internet layer, and network access layer. The data will be processed one by one layer and grab from the bottom layer to the upper layer. The TCP, that's all for me. Okay.
Thank you very much. Now, thank you. Next person, Vanessa, IP.
Good evening, everyone. I will explain what is IP. IP stands for Internet Protocol, and it is a network layer protocol in the TCP/IP protocol suite, and it provides the foundation for communication over the internet by breaking data into package. And there are two versions of IP, which is IP version 4 and IP version 6. And IP address are usually represented in dotted decimal notation, and this is the example for IP version 4 and IP version 6. And next slide is the difference between IP version 4 and IP version 6. IP version 4 is expressed in decimal notation, while for the IP version 6 is expressed in hexadecimal notation. For the address configuration for IP version 4 can be assigned manually or dynamically using DHCP, while version 6 can assign using stateless auto configuration or DHCP version 6. For the fragmentation for IP version 4 done by router, while for the IP version 6 typically done by the source node. For the security, IP version 4 is not compulsory, while IP version 6 has the built-in support for IP security. IP work in conjunction with other protocols like TCP to provide reliable and order delivery of data, and it used by a variety of internet-enabled devices from computer and smartphone to router and IoT device. Thank you.
Thank you, Vanessa. So for the subject, you don't worry, we are not going very detailed in terms of the technicalities because we are not under network computing program. Thank you, Evan. Next, Faris. Hello, Faris. I can't hear you.
Hello, can you hear me now?
Yes, clear. Yes.
Okay. So I'm going to present about SMTP versus POP. These two are a communication protocol whereby it is responsible for our emailing system. For example, like Gmail, Outlook. So SMTP, it is used for sending and delivering from a client to a server, whereby, meanwhile, Post Office Protocol or POP is a protocol that is used to retrieve, in a way, it is retrieving email from the server to the receiver. So next slide, sir. So for both of these protocol, there's always pros and cons. For SMTP, SMTP is a reliable and predictable protocol, and it is also universally adopted. So because there's no compatibility issue. SMTP also have some cons.
Faris, we lost you. Faris?
Hello?
Yeah, please, Faris. Could you please summarize everything? This is too much, I think.
Yeah. So SMTP, which is the protocol that is used to send emails from a client to a server, is simple and predictable. But because it is simple and predictable, it also comes with some cons, whereby it is limited in feature and function, and there's always there's a security concern about the protocol. For POP, however, the pros for that is emails are saved on the receiver computer, so you doesn't need to have a connection to the internet to view the emails inside your to view your inbox, and then it requires less storage for the email server, as the email is saved on the receiver's computer. But the cons, however, pop-up, it can be accessed from multiple devices and can get corrupted easily. So that's it from me.
All right, thank you, Paris. This is more than enough. Thank you very much. Next, SP, Internet Service Provider.
Okay, hello. My name is Muhammad Naim, and I will talk about ISP. Okay, ISP is a short for Internet Service Provider. It is a company or an organization that provides internet service for customers. So in Malaysia, the example of ISP is Digi, Maxis, and Unify. Okay, these are the service include for ISP. So first is internet access, email, web hosting, VPN, plus storage, security software, and technical support. Okay, next slide, sir. Okay, in order to provide internet service, the ISP build the network backbone that consists of the server, router, and other hardware. Then the ISP will join the infrastructure to the larger internet for direct connection to internet backbone provider. So the next step is the ISP will set up customer premises technology such as modem, router, or antenna so that the client can access the internet. The ISP provides a number of service options with various speed, data allowance, and prices. For the internet service they provided, the ISP will charge the customer. Okay, I think that's all, sir.
Okay, thank you. You forget to mention TM. TM is the owner of the backbone provider. Your example just now with Digi, what else? Those are mobile internet service provider. And don't forget for the internet, there are also mobile internet and also the fixed line internet. Okay. Andrew, please. I like this type of slide.
My name is
diagrams rather than with.
My name is Wong. Sorry, excuse me. Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Hello,
yes.
hello. Okay, my name is
Hello,
Wong
yeah,
Guan
please.
Ting. My name is Wong Guan Ting. Now I will explain the web development roadmap. First, we should learn the front-end programming language, which front-end refers to client sites. It's how a web page looks. So firstly, we will learn the HTML and CSS, which is the foundations of the web development. And then we will learn the JavaScript, which will create, it allows you to add the interactivity to the website, including the animations, forms, or the dynamic features. And then we will learn the front-end frameworks, which frameworks is used to easily to build up the web page, and it's a pre-built collection of HTML and CSS. And then secondly, we will learn the backend web development, which refers to server side. It's how a web page works. We will learn the SQL and PHP. Normally, SQL is link your website to the server, and PHP also. And for the backend frameworks, we have the Django and Ruby on Rails. And then finally, we will learn the full stack. We will be a full stack developers. For the full stack developers, we should learn anything, including the front end developer and back end development. And okay, so far this all.
All right, thank you.
That's all.
This slide actually, yeah, thank you. So this slide covers the whole thing for this subject actually. For the next couple of weeks, we're going to teach HTML, CSS, and JavaScript. Okay. Then after that, we'll learn MySQL and PHP. For web framework, we're not going to touch it into details. So I give the opportunity for you to, in this era, you can just watch YouTube videos about the web frameworks, Ruby on Rails, Django, etc. So this subject would maybe not giving you opportunity to learn the full as a becoming full stack web developer, maybe half of it up to databases from front end in towards back end up to database. And for DevOps, and mobile app development, you will learn it another subject, mobile web development under Dr. Dayang. Okay, thank you. This is still yours, right? PHP.
Yeah. It's just an
AWS.
example for the full stack. Okay.
Thank you.
Thank
you. I like this diagram. It summarizes the whole subject for this semester. This one, full stack developer. Is it still yours? No, Ralph. Yeah, please, Ralph.
Let's see. Okay, so I'll talk about full stack developer. So basically, who is a full stack developer? Full stack developer is basically a person who is skilled in every layer, such as a front end, back end database, server, and also API, which is stand for application programming interface. And they also can build and deploy a full web application, including the interface, the logic server side, and the integration of the database. And usually, full stack developer in charge in the whole development process, from designing until building the very first version of a web application. So, what are the skills that we need to have to become a full stack developer? Is basically that we need to know or good in multiple programming language, such as JavaScript, Python, Ruby, Java, or PHP. And then we also need to understand the software architecture and the design pattern, and have a very good ability to troubleshoot and debug issue in both front end and back end of the application. And next is having a strong problem solving and critical thinking skill. And lastly, understanding the UX, which is the user experience design principle, and the ability to create user-friendly and responsive application. Next slide, sir. So, what are those? Their main major task is basically like what I said earlier just now, but most of these are like ensuring web application are scalable, maintainable, and optimized for performance, able to troubleshooting and debugging, and they also need to able to collaborate with cross-functional teams such as designers, product manager, and also other developers to ensure the success of the web application that they will build. And then they also need to keep up to update with the emerging trends and technologies in the software development, and try to apply all this trend and technology to solve the problem. And lastly, they also need to testing and deploying application to production environment and try to maintaining them over time. And last but not least, obviously, salary for full stack developer. So basically in Malaysia, on average, it was between 4,000 up until 12,000, but this is basically depending on your experience, skill set, industry, and also location. But sometimes, if you got lucky, you can go higher than the average of usually people got. So that's all from me.
Okay, thank you, Ralph. I don't like everything except one thing. I like Malaysian ringgit, $12,000, RM12,000. Okay, so for you, once you complete this subject, you should update your LinkedIn account, LinkedIn profile, and add the title of this subject, because it will build up into your background, into your profile. Who knows in the future? Because some of my friend living in KL but working with web design company, web development company in the US, overseas, so you can easily get 4,000 ringgit cukup lah, tapi times by 4 times, for 4 kali ganda, so dapat 16,000. So that's the way. But in the problem is, if they need to work here in night time in Malaysia, so it's morning in the US, so you need to prepare yourself for that one. Okay, thank you, Rob. Cool, please go. A bit classic font choice here. Okay, please.
So what is the front end?
Front-end generally refer to the part of the software application or website that the user will interact directly. For example, the buttons, the form, and the menus. Besides, some of the language such as HTML, CSS, and JavaScript are used to create and style the user interface, as well as to add interactive functionalities to the website. Next slide, sir. So HTML usually is the foundation of the website, and it is used to create the basic of the web page. And CSS is used to style the HTML, while JavaScript is used to add the interactivity to the web page. And for the front-end framework is a pre-built collection of HTML, CSS, and JavaScript code that will help the developer to create the website easier and faster. The example of the framework are React and Angular. That's all.
Okay, I have one question for you. Let's say I've designed a nice button ready to be clicked, and it's ready to be clicked. It's ready to be clicked, but once I click it, there's nothing. What's the problem there? Nothing happened. Can you tell me why? The website, it looks nice. The button looks nicely blinking, but once I click the button, submit button, for example, nothing happened. So what's the reason behind that problem?
Maybe it's the JavaScript.
Yeah, okay. Because JavaScript is there. I have JavaScript. The answer is because this is only the front end. You need another back end to make sure all the button works. Okay, thank you very much. So class, this is the way how we learn the theory. If I give you the slide, read the slide, blah, 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 explain you, but you won't be able to interpret or to contextualize the problem. Now I give you the problem and I ask you, then you start to, what's the answer, okay? All right, okay, thank you. So I like this type of learning process. Me, myself, I'm learning from you also today. Doesn't mean I'm the expert in this area. Some of you give me new things like the web framework. I never used it before. Azwan, please. Any new knowledge from here, please? Okay, this is the answer for the question just. Azwan, please. Are you there? Yeah, such a nice slide here with a decorative image and 4 bullet points. Azwan?
Hello.
Hello, yeah, please.
Okay. What is backend? So basically, it is the server side of a web development. It is used to handle data processing and application logic, and it is built using programming language such as PHP, Python, Java, and etc. And it is used to communicate with the front end to respond to client requests. And next slide. So what does the backend do? It receives and process all the client requests. It handles all the data storage using the cloud storage, for example. It validates user input and manages user data. And most importantly, it performs security and authentication tasks. Also, that's all.
Okay, please, Patrick. I like the thing in the bracket, according to ChatGPT.
Thank you, sir.
Hello, my name is Patrick, and my topic is about netiquette. So, what is netiquette? According to ChatGPT, netiquette is a combination between the word network and etiquette. So, if you combine those two words together, it will form netiquette. So, netiquette is a set of rules and guidelines for acceptable behavior on the internet. In short, it is a rules that we have to behave when we are in a website. So why do we need to practice good netiquette? Why is it important? Well, firstly, it's because for respect. If we respect people online, then they will for sure respect us. The second reason is communication. So with good communication skills, by using clear and concise language and avoid using offensive language, then for sure our communication skills will be improved. The third reason is your reputation. So it is important to maintain your reputation online because so that you will not be an icon of hatred across the internet. And lastly is about safety. If you behave well on the internet, then for sure you will not be the main victim of you will not be the main victim of online scams and cyberbullying. Next slide, please. So how do we practice good netiquette? There are 9 ways according to ChatGPT. The first one is using proper language. So to use for that, we must avoid using excessive all caps and do not use a lot of exclamation marks and do not use and avoid using any curse words or profanity. The second one is respect others' privacy. Do not share your personal information without consent. The third one is do not spam. The fourth practice is to be clear and concise with your communication. Avoid using acronyms and abbreviations that others may not understand. The fifth one is respect others' opinions. So do not try to spread hate across when you are online, so that there's no hate crime involved in the internet. The sixth practice is use appropriate humor. Do not use offensive jokes or comments. The seventh practice is to give credit to the owner when reposting original content. The eighth one is avoid spreading false information, and the last one is to keep your online presence professional, so you would not get any hate online. That is all from me.
All right, thank you very much, Patrick. The rest of you, please give applause icon and thumbs up icon for this presentation. I like your presentation. Simple, clear, straight to the point, and with good examples. Here, you can put according to ChatGPT, but why I need you to present it? Because I want to listen to your voice. Your voice is not ChatGPT's voice, right? It's yours. So your voice is yours. The voice is yours, right? Am I talking to robot? And I'm talking to ChatGPT robot version now.
No.
I'm talking to human being, right? So
yeah.
Yes, I know. So I need you to represent whatever you got from ChatGPT. Thank you very much. Absolutely fantastic. How about you? The rest of you, do you like this type of presentation? It saves your time. You don't have to cari gali from buku text, or you need to Google. If you Google, you have top 10 images or top 10 result. But here, everything are offered to you with examples from ChatGPT. Okay, thank you. Michelle, please, Michelle.
I will talk about HTML. HTML stands for Hypertext Markup Language. It is a standard markup language for web page creations. It uses tag as attribute to create the structure of a web page. Tag used to define elements of the web page, such as headings, paragraphs, and image, while attribute provide additional information about those elements. It also used in conjunction with other web technologies such as CSS, which stands for Cascading Style Sheets, and JavaScript to create interactive and dynamic web pages. Next. So, This is the example of an HTML code that creates a web page with a heading and a paragraph. That's all.
Michelle, please explain about. Are you there? I can't hear you.
Hello?
Hello? Yeah, Michelle. Is this yours?
This not nice.
Oh, okay, sorry. So are you going to explain details about this one? All the coding, the bracket?
Head is used for the heading part.
Have you done it before? Have you done the HTML code before?
No.
Never. Okay, if not, never mind. After this, we can just instruct ChatGPT to write code like this. It will explain you. And in your prompt, just add another example, another description or instruction. ChatGPT, please explain me each of the tag or code. So it will give you details about why do you need to open the body and close it with.
Okay.
Okay. All right. Thank you very much. All right. Who's next?
Hello?
Hello. Who's this? Lee. Okay, please, Lee.
I'm Lee. Today my topic is CAS. CAS stands for Cascading Style Sheet. CAS is written in HTML or XML. CAS is used to define the look and formatting of a web page, including elements such as font, color, layout, and spacing. By using CAS, web developer can separate the content of the web page from its presentation. This makes it easier to create consistent and visually appealing website across multiple pages and devices. CAS consists of a set of rules that define how HTML elements should be displayed. These rules include selector, property, and value. Selector identifies the HTML element that the rule should be appeared to, while property and value define the visual characteristics of those elements. That's all for me.
Okay, I have one question. If HTML can do all the coloring, colors, styling, why do we need CSS then? Any ideas? Lee, do you know why? You can. The answer is in my question. My question was, if HTML can beautify your website, why do we still need CSS? Any ideas? Anyone? You can type the answer in the chat box. My answer was if. My question was if. No? All right. So why we still, Rebecca, why do we still need CSS if HTML can do everything in terms of decorating, making background colors, making repeating background easier? Okay, thank you. All right, thank you, Rebecca. One of the reason is easier because CSS has its specific coding system. You can do all the nice layout system, make it padding, how many millimeters from border, and from HTML you can do it, but it's with limited function. Okay, thank you, Rebecca. Join.
Hello, sir. Can you hear me?
Yeah, please.
Okay. So I will explain what is JavaScript. So first, JavaScript is a high-level dynamic and interpreted programming language, and it was created by Braden Eich at Netscape. JavaScript is primarily used for front-end web development, but it also can be used for other tasks like server-side scripting, desktop, mobile, and game development. JavaScript is executed on the client side, which means that it will run on the user web browser rather than on a server. JavaScript has ability to manipulate the document object model (DOM), which allow developer to dynamically update the content and styling of the web page. JavaScript has a rich ecosystem of the library and framework, and it also supported by all modern web browser. Next slide. So this is the reason why JavaScript is highly valuable for is a highly valuable language for web-based system development. So there has 4 reasons. The first one is front-end web development. JavaScript allows developers to manipulate the document object model and create rich user interface that respond to the user input and other events. The second one is server-side scripting. With the advent of the Node.js, JavaScript can also be used for server-side scripting. This means that the development can write back-end code in JavaScript, which can greatly simplify the development process. And the third one is cross-platform compatibility. JavaScript is supported by all the modern web browsers. And the last one is integration with other web technology. JavaScript can be easily integrated with other web technologies such as HTML, CSS, and APIs. That's all from me. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you. So for JavaScript, you can have advanced interactive rather than limited by HTML. PHP next, first slide.
Hi, I'm Vincent. I'm going to talk about PHP. PHP is a widely used open source general purpose scripting language that suits for web development. It can be embedded into HTML. PHP is used by websites or platforms such as Facebook, Wikipedia, WordPress, and Zoom. The advantage of PHP is it is easy to learn and use, which beginner can catch up in a short period. It is versatile, which it is platform independent that it can be used on Mac OS, Windows, and Linux. PHP has strong community support, which there are many tutorials, FAQ, and tips that can be found nowadays. For the disadvantage of PHP, it is not suitable for huge web application development, and it also does not allow modification of online application, and it is not secure due to the open source of nature of PHP. Next slide. So this is the example of PHP code for Hello World. That's all from me.
Okay, thank you. So for the detail, we will learn it week 5 or 6 for PHP. No, after Hari Raya. Because in the first 1, 2, 3, we'll learn HTML, CSS, and JavaScript. SQL. This.
Yeah. Can you guys hear me?
Yes.
Okay. So SQL stands for Structured Query Language, which is a programming language used for managing and manipulating relational databases. It is a powerful tool for storing, retrieving, updating, and deleting data in databases. SQL is a standard language that is widely used in many industries for managing and analyzing data. For example, it is used by developers, data analysts, and database administrators for managing data in various types of applications. So some of the SQL platform include MySQL, Microsoft SQL Server, PostgreSQL, and SQLite. SQL is designed to work with relational databases, which organize data into tables with defined relationships between them. SQL allows users to interact with databases by writing commands and queries that manipulate the data stored in the tables. Next slide. So these are the example of the SQL command which we have learned in the last semester. So that's all for me, and thank you.
Okay, thank you very much. So thanks to ChatGPT, you are perfectly in the era of this AI technology. It would help you very much in this subject. Now, pensyarah peninggi kepala macam mana nak bagi you assignment yang cannot be done by ChatGPT. Well, I think 99.99% can be done by ChatGPT. Right, thank you. Who else? Anyone else? Okay. Anyone haven't present his or her slide? Anyone, please introduce yourself. Any of us missing any slides? How about this one? Personal computing. I don't think you need to present this one. It's a basic knowledge. All right. Okay. Thank you very much, everyone. Absolutely fantastic process of learning just now. Actually, I learned a lot from you as well, although I've been in this technology knowledge more than 20 years now. And of course, if you think that I have mastered everything, every year there will be new and new technology coming out, which makes my previous knowledge become easily obsolete. So it's interesting that I can learn from you. You provide me new knowledge. Okay, for example, from Hijaz, from Hijaz, the rest of your friend. Okay, done with this assignment. Not assignment. First activity for last week. For this week, it's 6:30. Okay, never mind. So for this week, we end here to give chance for your friend, Muslim friend, to maybe quickly grab their food for the buka puasa. Okay, never mind. See you again next week, next Monday. All the best. Assalamualaikum. Bye bye. Anyone needs manual attendance? Tanzil, okay, I'll do it for you.